Good morning, Soul Family. Look at the weather we have today. Perfection. Cool right now. It's probably going to be nice and perfectly warm this afternoon. The vultures really made a show today. They showed up close and personal, and now they're all running away. It's funny. You'll only see the one going over the edge there. It was interesting. I came out, and first of all, there were three, which I was already thinking of the three. And, you think of the vultures as the predator, right? And I'm thinking about the movie The Secret Life of Cats and Dogs. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's pretty funny. And in the movie, the one girl was worried about her best friend who had gone off with his friend and gotten in trouble. Actually, they weren't friends when they started, but they ended up being, helping one another. And she was looking for him everywhere, trying to make sure he was okay. And she came across this predator, vulture. And he was chained up. He was tied up. He couldn't get loose. And he said he would help her. And so if she would undo him. So she undid his chain. And it was really hard for him not to go after her. He wanted to go after her because he's just naturally a predator. That's what it is. He's a predator. But he didn't. He kept restraining himself, and he worked with her, and he helped her. But he really wanted her bad. So he knew he shouldn't. He knew it wasn't his to have. It's interesting. So I thought about those three, and those three vultures as they were circling. And then all of a sudden, another group came. I'm watching two cormorants that have gotten free of their chains that bound them. Remember the cormorants that other people were making work and they weren't able to keep what was theirs? Well, they're flying free. Look how high they're going. Can you guys see them? Anyway, there's the group over there, the vultures. It was interesting because I had the three that began, and then all of a sudden there were 7, and then there were 10. Hear that? That it's the reverse of that, and then there were none, right? And then there were none. They're all over there. They're all over in the desert. Those vultures, so clear. I'm getting a copycat. Someone that looks just like another, but isn't. A mirror. Look how many. Okay, let's see. I can count them now. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see. They're so close together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1 and 6. Material. Very stuck in the material world. So, and then the other one comes over. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh God, it's too hard to count them. They're too close together. See, that's the thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 1 and 8 now. 17, 1, that's 8. Now let me count again. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, come on, you guys. Separate a little bit. See, that's the problem. They're too close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1 and 5, 6. Yeah, it was 6. Okay. So material. So then you go over here. So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 1 and 9, 10. All right, that makes sense. It's ending. And what's happening right now for me is over my left eye. My left eye. I'm getting a migraine. The light's going over my left eye. Hold on. Are you ready for the perfect storm? That's why I came in here. Okay. Are you ready for the perfect storm? My left eye, my heart eye. Now, the last time I wasn't seeing out of my right eye. And that's why they're saying the material world. Don't be thinking with your material mind. Material girl. Don't be thinking with your material mind. Think through your spiritual. What is your heart telling you? What is your heart telling you about the predator? And as I say that, I see the white plane flying straight up to spirit. So it's what others call a predator. Isn't necessarily a predator. The number 10, something's ending. There's a door closing and another door opening. It's very, very calm. It's beautiful weather. But things aren't as they appear, right? Things are too close together. It's too hard to differentiate. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 1 and 5. Significant change occurring. Always for the better. Call on spirit for help. So, what happens when you see the predator? You know, and it's interesting because in that movie, and it's interesting as I say the predator, I see a white crane coming towards me. So it's not a predator. It appears to be a predator. But there's two white cranes I'm watching. One's flying over here, and one landed on the shore on the other side, on the dock. So there's a problem with ego going on right now. Somebody's stuck in their ego. Now, are they in their ego, trying to look at things through their physical eyes? Or is it somebody's just really got a cocky ego, you know, loaded God complex at this moment? And as I say that, here comes a flock of, what are you? Are you cormorants? There's a flock of them on the water. They look like cormorants. Workers. Okay, so they're part of the team. Okay, I got it. The reason I thought of 3 was because I came out this morning to look at these predators. You know, the ones that just wanted my moonflower? So there's one there, and there's one lying there. Now, when I first looked this morning, I thought, ooh, are they okay? Now, isn't it interesting? There's one, he's feeding right there. So there's one there, one there. They're all alive, but I was concerned this morning. I don't want to hurt anybody, right? So I put plants in there for them. And I thought to myself, what happens when they run out of food? I mean, what would have happened here if they ran out of food? Would they have then decided, okay, we're big enough, we're going to go into our cocoon and we're going to morph into something else? Because they've decimated this plant, right? This is all that's left, this and this. I sacrificed this and this for them, but look how quickly the plant grows. The moonflower grows back very quickly. So the moon is our intuitive, loving, nurturing energy, but it's also our intuition. So I didn't want them up here. I didn't want them completely devouring this so basically taking my energy, right? This is the moonflower is me. This caterpillar, these 3 caterpillars wanted what was fresh. They wanted it. It was yummy to them. This is all they wanted. They didn't eat the rose bush, right? They didn't eat the rosemary. That would be too bitter. They wanted this. And I didn't want them to completely consume it, so I gave them what I wanted to, and then I kept this for myself. So it's like I'll choose who I give my energy to. But I didn't want to hurt them, right? And you think to them, like a moth to the flame, I fell in love with a woman with another man's name. I don't want to hurt you, but you're consuming something that does not belong to you. So I'll let you have, I don't want to hurt you. You've got your lessons to learn too, and you're going to transform into something else. And I wish you well. I have blessings on your journey. You'll learn, right? But is this the ego self? Is this 3 sides? Remember these 3 that got torn away? Ripped off of the lights, the flowered lights? 3 got torn away rather abruptly, right? And I said, I'm not going to throw it away. I won't throw them away, just like them. They got ripped away from their source, right? This is their source of light. Those 3. And this was their source of light. And I took them out of there. And I thought, well, I won't throw them away. I can use them to help my other lights, right? Because my other lights were just like swinging in the breeze. They needed to be supported. So we'll allow those other ones to support these lights since they're still plugged into the power source. But what I noticed last night in the light was that they don't have the power that they used to have because they're still connected to those guys. This is a line that is supposed to be cut. It's not a line that's supposed to stay together. It's weak. It weakens. So I'm just going with this. I'm not even quite certain what else will come out. Song. I was glad that it was over. Someone that I used to know. You're just someone that I used to know. You didn't have to cut me off. Make out like like it never happened, that we were nothing. I don't even need your love. You treat me like a stranger, and it feels so rough. You didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and change your number. Listen, I don't need that bull. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. You didn't have to cut me off. Somebody was cut off. Now you're just somebody I used to know. So maybe it's these three that need to be protected from those ones. Those lights that aren't there. You know what? After they were removed from these three, they didn't have the power that they used to have. I thought it was the opposite. So these three are being protected. They were removed from that, which is not me. That moonflower is actually very bitter. It only comes out at night, the flower, and during the day it stinks. See how things can be confusing. So these three are actually being protected. I am feeding them. I'm bringing them what they need, but I'm not allowing them to decimate this plant. So let me figure this out. You didn't have to cut me off. Now you're just somebody I used to know, and the lights are not as bright as they were when they were all together. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Are the predators a predator? Or are they shown as a predator? I just know that three separate. Three separate. Maybe they're saying that. You didn't have to cut me off, right? And treat me like, maybe they're angry. Maybe they are the ones that were draining the light. Maybe this is their sad song, right? Now you're just somebody I used to know. You didn't have to cut me off. Maybe we did. Because remember, what's not in our highest good, no matter if it's friends, family, or whatever, if it's toxic energy, we cut them off. So we're using the rosemary here to cleanse and purify. And blessings. Boy, that went up fast, didn't it? Okay, so we're asking for a blessing and a clearing on this energy. Look how well they smoke. Rosemary. There's nothing holding me back. You tear up my reputation. Manipulate my decisions. Ah. You didn't have to cut me off. You don't like it because you were torn away from your source. Okay. I don't like to play games. I don't like guessing games. I like charades, but I like playing charades with friends, not with frenemies. Okay, so we are going to, the decks that I was shown today to work with were Colette Baron Reed, the Enchanted map, the Magical Unicorns. Unicorns have been making a show lately, haven't they? And then Nature's Whispers. And I just heard something else. I need our singing bowl. Hold on, let me grab it. Yeah, you take me places that tear up my reputation, manipulate my decisions. I like it when you go crazy. So this is ego. This is somebody who likes playing the game. Yeah, well that's why I give you as much as I want, and then I cut you off. Okay, here we go. Let's start. Okay, so the first item that you can choose from is this very confused yoga Rasta frog. He loves his cat, but he's under a hat, and he's still got some lessons to learn. He sits here in yoga mudra pose, playing the part, but he's still a little acorn. Still needs to grow up a little bit. So we have the young one here. We have the angel, the peace angel. She's out there in the weather. Can you see her? Maybe I should get up close and show you. Let's take a walk around and see who else. That singing bowl is still vibrating. I can still hear it. So this is the peace angel. And who else? We'll do the Prince Charming. He's still a frog. Which one of these is not like the other? They're similar, right? This guy sits here in yoga pose, right? Showing all this is, you know, yeah, man, I'm all chill, and I'm doing my part. And no, you're wearing a hat. You aren't doing your part. You're faking it. And then there's this one. He's just presenting himself just as he is, but he's got a crown on his head. So you got those two, similar but not the same. And then we got the singing bowl. We'll use the singing bowl. That's the third. And then we will use this. The three. This is from Shark's Cove. Sharks keep showing up in my life. So this is from up by Davenport, up the California coast. It's literally from Shark's Cove, and I saw that rock sitting there, and I thought, wow, isn't that bitchin', right? This is the shark with the stars. This is the native. How interesting. Huh. So I'm seeing something different right now. This is the real deal. This is the fake, and this is the young one. I said young one at first, but this one's the fake. She's got way too much going on, right? He's showing off way too much. Look, this is who I am. They want you to believe this is who you are, but that there's too much. It's like, you know, when you say too much, right? You say too much. And this one just is kind of along for the ride. The young one, the young prince. This one's the real deal. And this one's going to sing about it. All right, so those are our messages. I mean, our signs that we get to choose from. So former grand marshals. Former grand marshals. So I would say this is the father. This is the brother. This is the one. And this is the teacher. Okay. So let's back these guys up a little bit. Okay. And at 19 minutes, we're starting with Colette Baron reads the Enchanted map. I used to just not want these cards, the reverse decks. You know, I didn't like the idea of reverse decks, but they're just challenges, right? You can always turn things upside right. And we got to be shown what, you know, to be aware of the sharks and who the sharks really are, right? And sometimes, you know, a shark is just a shark is just a shark, right? Hey, I never said I was anything different. This is who I said I was. This guy's pretending to be something that he's not. Way too much. And this guy, he doesn't know what the hell to do. He's just along for the ride, right? It's funny. So, let's see. What do we have to say? I just know that there's stars here. You shoot for the moon, you land among the stars, right? Okay, here we go. At 19 minutes and 59 seconds. And this was actually upright. I lifted it in reverse. So, Metamorphosis. So let's just read the picture. It's got my favorite number, 7. 2 and 5 is 7. 2 is, you know, everything's happening the way it's meant to happen. Divine blessings for everyone involved. Let go and have faith. And 5 is about a significant change occurring. So it's, you know, things are happening as they're meant. So understand that. And call on Spirit for help if you need to. But 7 is you're on the right path, and it will exceed your expectations. And when I came out and I first saw the 3 vultures, I thought, wow, isn't that interesting? That there you are, you 3 that I've separated from the moonflower. And then all of a sudden, boom, 7 were there. So it could be the metamorphosis of you were this, but now you've turned into this, right? I was a shark. I've always got that shark in me. But I'm morphing into something else. You see these 2 flamingos, nose to nose. They're identical. They're mirrored images of one another. And you see what's going on in my little science project down below me is there that pupa is revealing this butterfly coming out, and it's a friend. It's got black around the edges, darkness, but it's a friend. It's yellow. Solar plexus. I am worthy. I have transformed into this. So there's a metamorphosis of something beautiful going on in your life right now. This is, I want to clarify something. Yesterday I said, you know, we talk about choice, right? Oh, you have a choice to go this way or that way. And I said, I disagree. You know, I disagree. You come before, you know, before you come here, you already were given your choice. You mapped out what you were going to do and you made your choices. Now, it doesn't mean, and that you're going to, this is what is going to be. You're going to end up here. But how you get there are your choices. Those, yes, you do have choices. You know, you can take the long way. You can make it harder on yourself, or you can take a straight shot. The choice that you have is how you get there. You are going there. That is happening. There is no, it's already been decided. So when people say, oh, well, you know, like for a twin soul, it's fated. It was already decided. We chose this before we came here. Now, how we get there, that is our choice. So I just wanted to clarify that. We will, because that was our choice before we came here. So just clarify that. So what's going on with this butterfly? This butterfly has actually finally got out, and they've actually had their wings dried enough, right? They've been drying. So this didn't just happen. It's been happening for a while, this metamorphosis. Because once they have to struggle their way out. First they got to spin. They got to change from that, like from a newt into a frog, right? They got to change from one thing into another. This shark has to change from that shark into something more loving, right? They spin their little web. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. They spin their little web, and inside they undergo through this metamorphosis, this change of mind, change of way of looking at things, change of ego, right? We drop out of the ego, and we start embracing the truth of who we really actually are and who we were meant to be, who we were meant to become. We went through all of these things because these are the choices that we had, and we may have chosen to go in a slimy direction, right? Maybe we totally consumed, and we had to be pulled away from that and say, hey, you don't get the free run of it all. You're going to run out of that food, and you might as well just go into your little cocoon and come out, figure out who you are inside there as the hermit. And then when you struggle your way out, now think about it, the struggle, it's not easy. It's hard. It's painful. Change is always painful. Anyone that's had a baby will let you know it's not easy. And when you go through that, you have to leave something behind. So maybe this is what happened here. You were all strung up here, right? You were all part of this. And then you had to be torn away from that. Those 3 were consuming that moonflower. It had to stop. So they were taken out and abruptly put into there. These guys were cut off. You didn't have to cut me off, you know, make it out like we were nothing, right? Yeah, I did, because it wasn't working any longer. And now you're going to go, so that might be painful. That was painful. I didn't like that. I didn't like that sudden, abrupt change. I didn't like my way of doing things to have to stop. I was used to doing things that way. I was a bright light. I was shining. I had all the attention. I liked it. And then all of a sudden, whoosh, I get cut off. What? I don't like this. No, you were meant to be together. You shone brightly together. But it had to be separated because it wasn't going in the right direction. Here, you were changing into something else. So whatever process that you had to go through, whatever process struggle it was worth the effort. But that part of you had to die. That part of you had to die. That connection to what made you part of them had to be severed. And it might feel rough. Like, you think when a baby's born, it feels good to them? All of a sudden, they're out of this warm, safe, dark little cocoon, and they're in this bright, cold place where there's loud noises. It's not comfortable for them. They cry. They don't like it. They're frightened. It's new, right? These guys got the shock of their life. They got taken out of this. They were out in the open. They felt free. They were free grazing, right? I can graze on whatever I want. I can go wherever I want. And all of a sudden, the owner of this moonflower says, no, you can't. You can't have whatever you want of me and then go. I'll give you what I want to give you. But you're not going to decimate me. If I choose to give you my attention, I will. But you could die in there. And they freaked out. Something dies. That part of them is going to die. They now are going to struggle through. When they come out, they're into a whole different way of looking at life, a whole different way of being. So something has to die. There's a sacrifice of something, right? I liked being a free-range feeder. I could come and go and eat whatever I wanted. I could completely eat all the good stuff about you, but I didn't have anything expected of me, right? I could hang up here. I could get all the attention. I'm strung up with all these bright lights. I loved the attention. I came out at night. I came out at night only. I shone at night. But all of a sudden, fate stepped in and decided, no, this isn't the way my life is going to be. And the winds of change came and severed it. The owner of that beautiful moonflower came and said, no, enough free-range feeding off of me. I'll put you where I choose to put you. My life has changed, right? Dang. I got to look at things in a different perspective. I got to look at life in a whole new way. Look at me. Wow, but you know what? It was fun eating all of that stuff, cruising around wherever. But look, I've got wings. I can fly now. Holy granola. So that sacrifice, or that loss that you made, even if it was painful, I lost that. I don't have that freedom. It's like somebody, wants the attention of someone, but they don't want to lose their freedom. That's the free-range feeder. Consuming all that I want of this delectable flower, but not giving anything of myself. All of a sudden, that's taken away from me. And that part of me has to either die. If I choose to be with this one, if I choose to want to still have that connection to this, if I still want to be a part of that, I have to give up something. I have to give up what I perceive as my freedom, my free grazing, right? I got to sacrifice something. But then I realize, damn, I thought I was good before, but now look at me. I'm better than I was before. So you got to release the old ideas. You got to embrace the changes so that you can be the best that you are. The best that you can possibly be. You don't even know what you could be. You've enjoyed cruising around like a caterpillar, eating here and there, growing fat and happy. I like that. But now all of a sudden, oh my God, I'm a winged creature. I'm flying high. As I say that, there's the white plane, right? Now this is a whole new way of looking at life. I did enjoy that. That was fun. I could eat every little flower I wanted in here. I did. I consumed first the pansies. Then I started chewing on the moonflowers. But now I've got wings. You have yet to flex your wings. Maybe you're doing that. Maybe you're staying in that. You were choosing to stay in that form, that caterpillar, that worm, that wormy way of doing things, because you've got low self-esteem, that lowly self. It's just a worm crawling on your belly in the dirt, right? Low self-worth. Or maybe what you were doing is unhealthy. It doesn't serve you. That made you feel bad about yourself, actually, the way you were decimating, taking, and not giving anything back, not experiencing anything more than that over and over again. And now you've got something else in front of you. You have You've got these beautiful wings. You're going to let go of that unhealthy habit. You're going to let go of maybe that moonflower that you were consuming. It's poisonous. Ever think of that? Ever think of the fact that maybe spirit tore you away from that? What did I say? I'm protecting you in there. You're protected in there. You shouldn't be in that moonflower. There's seeds. There's a pod on that side of that young ones. They like that. This is the flower. There's seeds inside of that pod. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I've talked to about it before. But the Native Americans know about this. You collect the seeds from this pod, and you can get really, really high. They're inside of this pod. The flower at night smells beautiful. At night, it smells beautiful. In the day, these leaves, they stink. They're rotten. So at nighttime, when you're partying, it's all good. But in the daytime, it's not good. And people die. You have to be very, very careful with those. Certain shamans know how to take those seeds, and they use them in ceremony. But they're dangerous. So you've been taken away from that. Maybe spirit has cut you away from that for your own highest good. Also because they realize that part of your life is done. You've learned the lessons now. It's time for you to wake up and realize, you know what? This is who I want to be. Your higher self is reminding you. Okay, you took a journey and you took a shortcut and you went that way and you thought it was fun and you were into the nightlife and it was all good at fun at night, but during the day, man, I felt like shit and I felt bad about myself and it made me do things that I really didn't want to do. I don't want to be that anymore. I've chosen to become something different and I've taken the time out and isolated myself and I've done a lot of deep thinking and I've thought about where I want to go and what I want to do and I've realized, you know, I want to be something different. I know the best that I can be. Spirit's been showing it to me. I've been listening. And that's what I'm going to do. That's what comes to me today. I've been thinking a lot about those three. So let's ask what the affirmation card is for us. I love these cards, Sandy. I freaking love them. Totally freaking love them. What I say is it's time, right? The rainbow is here after the storm. It's time to get going. Love it. Song right now. Finally, I can see crystal clear. I can see you crystal clear. Reminds me, we almost had it all. We could have had it all. Rolling in the deep. Rolling in the deep, we could have had it all. Rolling in the deep talks about we could have made big money. We could have done well, right? We could have made it big. But I realized that games that you play, and you always will, and I cut myself away from you. I've decided I'm going to be different than I was. I'm not going to be like you. I've got more in front of me. I'm not going to fake it. I'm not going to say all the right things at the right time. I'm not going to sit there like a freaking patsy. I'm going to embrace who I am. This is who I am, but this is who I'm going to be. I'm shooting for the moon, and I will be at least amongst the stars. I remember where I came from. Yep. Correct neutrality on all levels. Wonder. It's a wonderful thing to be in a state of wonder. And when I'm a good audience to my life becomes better and better theater. When something delightful happens, I shout, "Encore!" and be tickled when it happens again. When something maddening happens, I can laugh it off. Either way, I'm glad I got a ticket to the show. And that's how I feel this morning. Thanks for putting on a show. You were entertaining this morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm on the right path and it will exceed my expectations. Look at those, what are those glasses? 3D, right? It's a wonderful thing to be in a state of wonder. And when I'm a good audience to my life becomes better and better theater. So you think about it, it's just a role you play in your life, right? And these ones, the fakers, they came down to play a role in your life too. And these dimwits, you know, the big goofballs, same thing with them. They haven't figured it out yet. They're not awake. They can be. And this guy's he just likes playing the part. He likes the role. He's an actor. So you know what? Instead of getting mad about it, it's just a movie I'm watching, and I know how it ends. It ends with me being a beautiful butterfly. And when something really good happens, like something like that, when I watch somebody else come through that, it's like, encore, yes! And when something maddening happens, like these ones, they show up again and they try and blow smoke up your ass, and they think that you're this dumb Mark sitting there, you just laugh and say, thanks for the show. Okay, gotta go. Have a good day. Peace. Right? Okay. I love it. There's no point in getting mad at people that try and sucker you, you know, when you know what they're doing. It's just like, okay, gotta go. I like charades. I told you I like charades, but I like playing them with friends. Okay, so for those who chose the actor, because that's fun to watch movies. We all go to the movies, right? For those who chose the actor, we're gonna go to the magical unicorns. Correct for neutrality on all levels. I wish somebody would have told me, babe. Someday these would have been the good old days. He's hurrying, trying to catch up. Right? Look at him down there. See that little cat? If you guys can see him. He's like, wait, don't go. Hold on, it's dark there. Yeah, it's getting dark. Hurrying with his rainbow bike wheels, his spokes. Remember those colored things that you could put on the spokes of a bike? I'm coming back. I'm coming. Wait, don't go. You know what's funny? He's got roses in his basket. I'm laughing. See him? Don't go without me. I'm coming. Don't close that gate. Can you see him? I wish I could get it where it's bright enough. It's a black and white cat, and that bike's running fast. He's got roses in his basket, and he's trying to get here quick. Yeah. Okay. So at 36 minutes and 57 seconds, for those who chose the actor, creative. Isn't that appropriate for the actor, right? How many horses do we have? How many unicorns do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're on the right path and it will exceed your expectations. Looks like there's a mermaid in the water. Right here. And you see that little elf sitting on his rock. He's just a young one, right? He's like this little toad. This little prince. Draw, paint, think, and act in creative ways. Like, how about waking up and having a game of charades? That's fun, right? What can you do? How can you... I had another friend write me this morning and send me songs, right? Songs expressing feelings. I like that. If you don't know what to say, send a song, right? That's cool. I like creativity. We all have creativity. We all have it in different ways. Some of us are musicians. Some of us are artists. Some of us are actors. This yoga guy, he's got the necklace. He's got the acorn. He's got the hacky sack. He's got the hat. He's doing the whole mudra thing, right? He's got it all going on. He's been studying for quite a while. That's how he's expressing himself. Whichever way we express ourselves, you know? It's just all that matters is that we express ourselves. Ooh, how pretty are you, little yellow finch? Hello. Pretty. Finches, when finches arrive, it means there's going to be a great deal of sudden activity. Yellow is friendship. Yellow is also about growth because it's the sun, right? It's about happiness. It's about joy. All of these things come when you're creative. Look at those horses pouring forward at the beach. The beach is very calm, right? But those horses are coming pounding out of the water. So Spirit wants us to do something creative. Spend more time being creative. Singing, dancing, writing, drawing, playing music, banging a drum. I like being creative. Notice the details outside. Notice the colors in your world. Notice how your thoughts color things. You want to color your world in positive. That's why I see the yellow, right? Think about the yellow. That's why they showed me the yellow. You know what? I don't know that she was a yellow finch. It might have been a yellow warbler. It was one or the other. Doesn't matter. It's yellow is the message. And the yellow is about focusing on happiness and focusing on forward movement and friendship. It's focusing on the good. What makes you feel good? What makes you happy? Focus on that in your creativity. Don't be focusing on dark, drawing ghoulish, horrible, vile, disgusting images. How is that helping lift your vibration? That's keeping you in a darker energy. When you start to be creative, you figure out different ways of doing things. Hello. Oh my. There's our victory sparrow. He was going to land right in here, and then he saw me, and he got a little bit nervous. He's right on the corner. Hello. You're okay? Come on up. Come on up. You start figuring out different things that you can do. As the victory sparrow of self-worth, you start realizing, you know what? I can do this. I can do that. You realize that you've got more talent than maybe you'd given yourself credit for. Right? You're figuring out different ways to make yourself happy. And as you're doing that, you're thinking, I didn't think I was that good at that. I started to draw, this one day I was told to paint something, paint my happy place. And so I did. I painted my happy place. And I thought, I'm not an artist. I'm not very good. Scale is all off, and I'm not very good at doing animals, right? But I thought, I'm going to do it anyway. I'll just do it. And I didn't have any paper, so I used a garbage bag. This old garbage bag, and I started to paint where I wanted to be, and I like it. And I didn't know what kind of bird I was drawing until I looked at it, and I thought, that's an osprey, and it's pretty good, right? And look at the sun, and it was happy. You look at that and you think, okay, look at the size of those trees compared to the mermaid's huge. Well, you don't know how far the trees are, and those could be giant sequoias, and they're in the background, right? It actually turned out pretty good. And I thought to myself, I'm not that bad, So that made me feel good. I love it. I love the picture. Every time I look at it, it makes me happy. It's definitely where I want to be, right? It's one of my it is my childhood happy place. It's where I go. So that was a way for me to realize, hey, I've got a little bit more talent than I thought I did. It makes me happy. It lifted my energy. It's something that continues to make me happy, right? It's creative. And there was a bright yellow sun in that. And it makes, it's like that's a dream board for me. When I look at that, that is a dream board. Because every time my eyes look at that, my attention is brought back to that, and I manifest that. My desire, and yes, I love being there. When I think about different places, I keep looking at that. I love Sedona. I do love Sedona. But I didn't draw the desert. I didn't paint the desert. I didn't paint the ocean. I didn't. I painted the trees and a lake. Now, that lake could have a river that runs into the ocean, but I painted the trees. There definitely has to be water where I am, but trees are important. That is what my higher self said was the most important thing to me, because the number 7 with the 7 animals running out here, 7 was how old I was when I lived there in the forest, in the trees. And I was on Mount Seymour, on the mouth of the river, at the mouth of the ocean. I was on all. So there was water there and there was the trees there, but that's where I went back to age 7. So clearly my higher self, so when you do that, when you go to draw something, or when you go to write something, or when you go to, maybe sing a song, or it'll show you something about yourself that maybe you didn't even realize where your focus actually is. I do love Sedona, but I like Upper Sedona. That's where I was, Wilson Canyon, up by the trees. But they didn't have as big a trees as that. They had that more towards going up towards Flagstaff, which on the way to Flagstaff, that was where I loved it, on the road, not when I got up there, not at the top of the mountain, going up to the mountain. So it's funny, you'll find things out about yourself, maybe what your priority is. So what do you think about? What songs, when you hear certain songs, what comes to your mind, right? When you see certain things, what are you thinking about? You're showing yourself things that maybe in your daily life you're ignoring. This is a way that you can play in a fun way. It's fun. It's creative. And you're not doing things. Don't do the same thing over and over. Try something different. Try your hand at something that you didn't do before, like I did that day. That's not something that I did. I made this necklace. I made this for Prince, right? And I thought, my daughter used to make things all the time, and I never did. And I thought, I like these bracelets, right? I used to go and buy all of these bracelets all the time. And then I thought I could make them. And so I did. And depending on what you work with, like for working with the crystals, I'm working with the energy of the crystals, right? And music is always connecting to spirit. Song, you don't even have to have words. And there's emotion that is affected by music. But spirit's basically wanting us to do this because this is a way to relieve stress. It's a way to get our mind off of sadness, get our mind off of feeling stuck, get our mind off of frustration. Somebody posted something this morning, and it said, studies show that short people are angrier than other people. And I commented back, that's because we're short and we can't see above everything. But I mean, it was funny. I chose to see the humor in something. I'm not going to post, I don't want to post about angry people. But it's like, it's a release, It gets you out of whatever. I spoke yesterday about the little Affirmator card that came out, and it was talking about the hourglass, somebody wanting to hurry it along, right? And I'm like, I'm moving as fast as I can move. I'm a little bottom heavy. And my girlfriend Erica sends me this thing. It was so funny. And she says, when your higher self wants to be, I think it's about when your higher self wants to become enlightened, but you've got a fat ass, and so everything is through the door. Everything is through the door except for your fat ass. There's something in the end. I can't remember what it was, but it was funny. I said, where did you find that? It's humor. It's lightening the situation. It gets you out of the sad, the tired, the negative, right? So Spirit wants you to do something creative, do something fun, and it doesn't even matter if you're amazing at it. You don't have to be the best actor. This guy was a bad actor, right? He's a bad actor, but it was funny. So that's what Spirit wants us to do. Lighten up your energy today, and that's the way you can do it. I love the idea of a song. I do, because I'm so into music. I think that's, and poetry, I love that. The humor. Let's see what your Affirmator card is. I love these cards. I freaking love them. I love the humor in these cards. That's why I love them. Tongue in cheek. Okay. Woo. Oh wow, look at that. Somebody's trying to get rid of their rough exterior, their gruff, bitter exterior. They want to show the sweetness. Stopping to listen to my inner self, I can easily separate my intuition from my mental chatter. Okay, there's another message this morning, right? You got to get it. Remember, my left eye was starting to hurt, so I wasn't seeing through my heart eye. I was seeing through my human eye. So let go of the mental chatter. What does your intuition tell you? Clarity of my intuition is sweet. It's a simple fruit that tastes familiar. The mental chatter is confusing. That's the bitter rind that I shall peel off and compost, right? We'll chuck it into the compost. Because we don't want it to confuse us. So when things are confusing, I find that bitter. So instead of getting angry about the whole situation, I laugh at it. Thanks for the show, right? I'm not going to let that mental chatter get inside and confuse me. I'm going to peel it away and I'm going to compost it. I like that. I know it's there. I'm going to clean things up, right? I'm going to clean up my stinking thinking. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. So, let's see. For those who chose, I love these cards. I'm going to say this again and again and again. I love these cards. For those who chose the Stun Wonder, he's not quite sure what to do. He's just kind of sitting there. He's cute though, isn't he? He's like my lagger. Oh my. What do I do next? What deck shall we choose? I think we're going to a different deck. I tried so hard and it got so far it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. Wow, I just saw the most beautiful bird. I don't know what it was. It's black and its wings were bright red and it was flying. I mean, clearly it's a bird, but I mean, it wasn't a cormorant. Oh my gosh, did you see? Did you see? That was incredible. I'm sure you didn't see. I didn't move quick enough. But 2 hummingbirds just came zooming through here, like zooming. God, that bird. I've never seen that bird. Black with red. I mean, red wings. I know that there's, oh, what is it? What is it? I know what it is. It's rolling around in my head. We have them in Wisconsin. I live here. The flash was just incredible though. I mean, I've seen them fly before. I'm going to look up what they are. I've seen them fly before. I like me better when I'm with you. That's the one that got ripped away. Blackbird with red wings. It's a red-winged blackbird. Oh my God. Red-winged blackbird. That's pretty simple, right? Oh my God, that's what it is. Wow, I've not seen one here. I mean, it was incredible. Okay, so we have that as a totem right now. Let's take this outside. Gosh, I like me better when I'm with you. Somebody wants, they tore themselves away from their old life. Gosh, that was incredible. I watched them with Uncle Phil when I was in Wisconsin, but I haven't seen one here. So the red-winged blackbird, our message for that is letting us know that basically the forces of nature are working with us right now. We've got the ability to understand that we need to be ourselves and speak from the heart. Now that song right now, I like me better when I'm with you. Now what about the actor this morning? Stop being the actor, right? Be organic. Be who you truthfully are, right? Spirit's working. Because 2 hummingbirds came up right then. Hummingbird says you will accomplish what might seem impossible to yourself and possibly to others, right? I had to fall. I had to lose it all. All this work that I did. And then, you know what? But I like me better when I'm with you. I like me better being myself. And only by admitting your true feelings to yourself right now are you going to be able to move forward with love and respect for yourself, is what the blackbird is telling you. That was incredible, that show. It really was. And you will accomplish it. And the blackbird is telling you this, but the hummingbirds are saying, lighten up, enjoy, right? Things are good. There are big changes, and they're very significant that are happening right now, so Spirit wants us to go with the flow. That's what the red-winged blackbird is telling us. Think about the passion and the fire and those red spots on the wings. Now, the bird is black. The bird comes out of the darkness, but there's bright passion in that. The changes, they've been slowly manifesting, like that caterpillar that's turning, like these guys, right? They're chewing away, but they're slowing down. They're pretty fat right now, and they're about to turn into something different. They've been manifesting slowly, but ready to burst forward very quickly, ready to become a reality. If you pay a close attention to where this bird is seen, then we'll be able to see what changes are coming. Well, what I watched was that bird swooped, and it went straight down to the dock, to the water. So where are the changes? The changes are coming in my backyard, right in my backyard. That's where they're coming. They're emotional, and they're coming right in from my backyard. Alternatively, this blackbird might be an omen, knowing that you're going to be the participant in a family emotional shift, a very close family emotional shift. It's important to their growth. So it could be that this actor and this one come together. Maybe this is father and son. Maybe this is brother and brother, right? Wouldn't that be awesome? Maybe it's mother and son. Who knows? But it's important to stay grounded, because you think of the color red. It's passion, yes, but it can be anger. But we don't see that. This was all happiness today. But the red also talks about being rooted, grounded. So it's very important for you to stay grounded while the shifts are happening. And right now, you're not supposed to get in the middle of all this. You're just supposed to be a support, right? I support you. The one was saying, we could have been rolling in the deep. There was a disagreement, right? But I've seen all this and that and the other. And the other one, I've tried so hard. I tried to prove myself. I tried so hard, and then I had to lose it all before I realized there's like conversation and clarity. And remember that boy that went away, took off, and then he came back to the father, and the father said, all I ever wanted was for you to be happy. Well, maybe the father and the son saw different ways of getting the same thing, or had different means, right? Or maybe they disagreed with each other's path. But there's a coming together. I see the blackbird on the shore right now. He's on the shore. There's no point in me showing you guys because it'll be too small. But he's going down. He's sitting on the edge of on the ground, and he's going down to the water. So he's grounded. He's out of his emotional waters. He's safe. So right now we don't want to get in the middle of it and you know, this is how I feel about it, right? You guys, for me and my part, I choose peace, right? I asked a long time ago, I want the family together, right? I want a resolution. I want everyone to be happy. Everybody should be able to agree to disagree with whatever that issue is, right? But allow everybody else to live and let live. That's the best thing, right? Don't get involved in the drama. I don't want to get involved in the drama. I don't want to be involved in the drama, right? I just want to, I want to stay out of the shark's way. I want to be like that, right? I want to just chill. I just want to be over here. I want to do this. Right? That'll be my part. So there is one thing about the redwood blackbird, that maybe fear is ruling you right now. So you want to open yourself up, because there's new adventures and life experiences in front of you. A blackbird, the red-winged blackbird, if this is your totem, you are aware of your psychic abilities, and you use them to bring forth the changes in your life. You are awakened, and you show others how to move forward with determination, with focus, with having, you know, courage and tenacity. You use the power that you have. You use the power of spirit, the unseen, and you use the power of nature, the seen, and your own physical abilities. You use all of these together, and you're a messenger. You're the singer, right? You're the one who sings out the news. You're very, very connected strongly to nature, and you use that, the information of the animal messengers. It also tells you that there's new surprises around you, and they're coming when you least expect it. So that was an awesome message. That came for all of us. That's pretty cool. So let's go back. For those who chose, where were we? Where were we? We did 2. So we did the actor and we did the prince. So now are we at the shark? I think that's where we're at, the shark. The shark that's actually he's connected to, you know what, I don't even like to call him a shark. I would prefer to call this one the masculine energy. This is full circle completion. If you turn this, no matter which way you turn this, see, this is like the Star of David. This is the one I love. No matter what way you turn this, he looks the same. He's always the same. No matter how you appear, no matter how you try to present yourself, you're always the same. You are still connected to your ancestors, and I see you as the star, and you're adorned this way. If I turn this upside down this way, it shows the feminine energy. This way, it's the masculine energy. So this is determination. We'll call this the native star. Those of you who chose the native star at 57 minutes and 56 minutes, 57 minutes, 56 seconds, that would be me. I chose this one. Dietary change. Now, this was upside down. Improve your diet and your life will also improve. When I get this message, yes, you got to be careful maybe there's, you're consuming things that are not right, right? Like over here. That caterpillar was chewing on the moonflower. That's something you need to stop. Maybe you're partaking of things that are not in your highest good. They're not helping you. Maybe you are not eating properly. Maybe you're eating too much junk food. Maybe you're drinking too much. Maybe you are, but I think it's more, to me, what I'm getting is it's negativity diet. It has to do with thinking, stinking thinking. There's 3 pansies above your head here. Those are what the those are what the caterpillar consumed the first. They're the delicate ones. And you see this one sitting there talking to their grandma. Are you talking to your grandma in spirit? See, I feel like you're happy. You're sitting there with grandma, and she's telling you something. See, this makes perfect sense, since this one is connected to the ancestors. Listen to your ancestors. Recognize that you're a warrior, that you're a brave, that you've got the power of family behind you. You've got that within you. She's teaching you. Listen to the ancestors. They're coming to you. Listen to them in your dreams. Be very aware of the words that you say to yourself, the words that you speak out loud. Be aware of where you choose to focus your attention. This, to me, is the dietary change that's being spoken about here. Whose company do you keep? Is it somewhere where you can learn something profitable? Is it sweet? Are you comfortable? Is it nourishing? Is it something that you look forward to? This storyteller, is this a storyteller like the ancestors tell stories? Is this storyteller teaching you something that's going to help you in your life? Or is this someone just gossiping, talking shit on other people? Right? Pay attention to who you're listening to. What tales are being woven here? Are you speaking to someone who speaks the truth? Who speaks sweetness? Are you hanging out with people who are liars and deceivers? You need to do a dietary change. Now, it came upside down, so I believe you have. I believe that you've already been made well aware of that, and you have had a dietary change take place. You're well on the way. You're listening to the right sources. You're taking the right kind of food in, the right spiritual food. Because you're sensitive. You know you're sensitive, and you're being reminded that that is a wonderful thing. My grandmother said to me, my mother said, Sherry is to this, Sherry is to that. My grandmother said, Sherry's not to anything. She's exactly the way she's meant to be. Some people like coffee. Some people like tea. Some people like something a little more fizzy. She's effervescent. That's what my grandmother said about me. That's me sitting there talking to my grandmother. When I think about what my grandmother said about me, it made me feel good about myself. My grandmother was a wise lady. She's my hero. So improve your diet, and your life will also improve. Makes sense, doesn't it? Now, if you want to go straight physical, go on a detox. I mean, you definitely want to go on a detox mentally. And as far as your friends, maybe you need to go on a detox diet mentally, picking out who's in my highest good and who's not, right? But then stop drinking alcohol, stop taking drugs. Even if you think those drugs are part of ceremony, they're not good for you. It's coming up. Eliminate processed foods from your diet, chemicals. Go more vegetarian. I'm trying to move towards vegan. Not there yet, but vegetarian for sure. If you are smoking, what if you're a closet smoker? Nobody even knows. Stop it. Stop it. You're killing yourself. Is this your lungs? I take cannabis oil because it calms me, because it helps me sleep at night. Then take oil. Don't smoke it. Tar is tar. You don't want to smoke it. So that's it for that message. Correct neutrality on all levels. What little affirmator message do you have from the Affirmators? Oh, God. Let's see. Ideal partnership. I am a rare and precious find, and my brilliance will be reflected back to me when I am paired with a true match. My ideal partnerships and working relationships are easy and free-flowing. I deserve greatness because I am greatness. And to paraphrase Rumi, what I'm looking for is also looking for me. In fact, he or she might be paraphrasing Rumi right now. Yep. Yummy, that's brie cheese. That looks yum. Now, I don't drink wine. I know they say wine's supposed to be good for your body, a glass of wine a day. I don't know. I don't drink it. I prefer having what is it that I drink? I would like to drink pomegranate juice, but it's way too fattening. Too much sugar in it. I drink cranberry juice. So that could be cranberry juice for me. I put it in my water mostly. I'm a water girl. But brie cheese is yummy. Ooh. So they go together. Merlot and brie cheese go together like me and you, right? It's kind of like peanut butter and chocolate for me. We go together like hiking and backpacks. We go together like cats and dogs. Cats and dogs in my family go together well. Let's do it again. I'm a rare and precious find. So that's a rare wine, right? That vintage wine. So maybe you've aged a little bit, but that's just made you more precious. And maybe you're stinky. You're a little bit stinky, but you know what? I love you anyway. I'm a rare and precious find, and my brilliance will be reflected back to me when I am paired with a true match. My ideal partnerships and working relationships are easy and free-flowing. I deserve greatness because I am greatness. And to paraphrase Rumi, what I am looking for is also looking for me. In fact, he or she might be paraphrasing Rumi right now. Right? That's the dietary change that we want to go. We want to do that. We want to speak things like that. Perfect, perfect. I love how things just flow. Okay. For those who chose the singing bowl, we're going to the Oracle of Shadows and Light. We seem to always end up at the Oracle of Shadows and Light. And I think we're going to get through this reading in a better time frame. It's going to be less than 2 hours. It's time to hurry things up a bit, right? Correct for neutrality. And I'm hungry. I'm hungry this morning. Okay. Winged Seer. You are seeing it clearly. You are clairvoyant. Yep. There's the all-seeing eye looking at you the whole time. 1 and 2, 3. Ascended Masters. Check it out. 1, 2, 3. Ascended Masters working with you. You are clairvoyant. So, you are accurately reading the signs that you are seeing in front of you. You are being sent messages in your dreams. You're being sent messages through music. You're being sent messages through other people. And as you start trusting in your abilities about what you're picking up, I'm picking that up. I'm not going to second guess it. I'm going to follow what I'm getting, right? You're going to get intuitive flashes. You're going to be able to understand things. A lot of people hide, right? They even hide the truth for themselves, right? Look at this guy. He's hiding under that hat. It's like, you know what? Take the hat off. Take the hat off. Let some sun on your crown, right? So right now when the Winged Seer comes forward, she's going to help you see when someone's telling the half-truths, when they're camouflaging. You're going to get insight through supernatural forces. You are. You're going to be able to see into the future a little bit, and you're going to be able to see back into the past and understand things a little bit more clearly. And not to worry, because you are protected as this happens. You're going to be having things illuminated for you. You might be able to remote view. I've remote viewed 3 times, and it was a trip, I gotta tell you. I couldn't believe I was doing it. It was amazing. It was amazing. You'll be able to know what someone's doing without being able to actually be there. You'll know what they're doing. You'll know what they're up to. And it's not gonna scare you, because you've been asking for information, and so Spirit's gonna help you discover what you need to know. So when you get that information, you know what's up. You're gonna act on it. You need to act on it. You need to take action. You need to be bold. You need to not be afraid. You don't have to explain why you know what you know, because you just know. But you have to be honest with yourself about it. Maybe there's something you don't want to know. You don't want to believe this, but you're gonna. So your clarifier, interesting, you're getting a clarifier from the Nature's Whispers. I want to see. This is going to be fun, because there's going to be a lot of detail that I can read in these pictures. Correct for neutrality on all levels. You know that hear that blower going? The blower that usually annoys me. Today I'm just hearing it as a high-pitched whine. It's like a high-pitched frequency, right? That's kind of what you're going to be getting. You're going to be getting high-pitched frequencies, and you're just going to know. I know what the songs are telling me. I can be told. I was given messages this morning like I can't even tell you. It was all based on Ross and Rachel of Friends, right? And then the Predators, you know, the Predators and the Angels, and I had all kinds of stuff coming at me. It was coming at me so quickly, so fast, and I know what it was telling me, right? The Predators were out in full force this morning. Correct for neutrality on all levels. All right. What is it that you want to show us? Ooh. Okay, hold on. My hands dropped the entire thing. No, if it happens again, it's because we're meant to take the top one. No, we weren't. Okay, that's what I thought. Make a decision. Wow. Time to go on safari. I'm looking at the desert, and I'm looking at the jungle. Look at the Mayan mask down here, and we got the leopards, and the waterfalls, and the monkey. This is absolute time to go on safari. And over here, this is definitely like this is like Egypt, Serengeti, the native Indians. God, that's a trip. Look at the pyramids. You see, I didn't even see the pyramids at first. I just saw the desert. Look at that. So make a decision. She's looking at the Egyptian. She's looking down here. She's looking at the symbols. Won't you stay with me? I'm not very good at one-night stands. I'm not very good at one-night stands. What is this? Make a decision. Make a decision. So you're not making a decision. So you know what you've got in front of you. You need to make You need to make choice. You need to make a decision because of the things that you've seen. Because of the things that you've seen, you can't deny it, and you're being asked to make a decision. You know what you've seen. You don't have to explain to anyone why you know what you know, because you do know. It's clear to you. So now you have a decision to make. What are you going to do? Spirit's telling you, we'll support you. We'll support your desires. You've got the ability to bring about what it is that you wish, and you've got the wisdom, and you've got confidence too in your abilities. You know your abilities, but you need to use the skills that you have and the gifts that you have in a constructive way. And now's the time to act. If you know what you want to accomplish and why you want to do it, now's the time to do it, Spirit is saying. Because this transformation is in your hands. If you have had, remember the song we got? I had to try. After all I've done, I got so far, and I had to fall to lose it all. But that's what made you understand. So if you've had failure recently, if you have, you can change that. You can turn that around into something else. Because this was cut away abruptly, right? And these lights don't work very well without you. They don't. They worked well when you were with them, but as soon as your light was taken away from them, they're very, very dim. They can try and hang on there, but without you there, the light doesn't shine as bright. Ooh, I'm seeing that as far as the family. You were cut off. But without you, they don't shine as bright. So we hope for there to be a mending. But the failure, the cutting away from something that didn't work for you, it wasn't working for you. It was a failure, but you can change that. You can turn that into success. You can turn it around. Because whatever what was that was happening there, whatever you learned there, was a learning experience. Take what you learned and go and do it on your own, right? They're never going to be as strong as they were with you. But maybe you can use that connection to build whatever you got from that, or maybe even you can still use that connection to make you stronger. But you're never going to be just one of their string man. Again, you're going to be your own. You're on your own. So you're going to make a choice. You're going to make a decision. You already know what's going on here. So what decision are you going to make? It's up to you. Now, you do also get an Affirmator card. So let's see what they say. Interesting. You're not broken. You're not broken. You need to know that. You're not broken. The only part of you that is broken was broken so that the light could get in. And the only part that's broken is the breaking away of what was not in your highest good. Oh, you're going to peel away that tough exterior. Look at the color. That's what you're going to peel away. The dryness, the bitter. Look at that. That's the part that is going to be torn away. There is no mistake. And that's what you are. It's time to go on safari. Look at that. Holy shit kicker. That is so freaking amazing. You're peeling this away. That's harsh conditions. And because of harsh conditions, you had to put this false cover on, this protective covering, but you're going to peel that off. And look what's in here. Sweetness, juicy. Stop listening to my inner self. Stopping to listen to my inner self. See, you're thinking right here. Stopping to listen to my inner self, I can easily separate my intuition from my mental chatter. Remember? You know. Don't confuse yourself. You know what you saw. You don't have to explain it. You already know. The clarity of my intuition is sweet. It's a sweet, simple fruit that tastes familiar. And the mental chatter is confusing, bitter rind. And I'm going to peel that off and I'm going to chuck it into the compost heap. This is bitter. This is harsh, the conditions. This is sweet and luscious and ripe. This is where you're going to find the passion fruit, right? So if this is two halves of you, which side would you rather be on? You can take the lessons and the wisdom from this. There's beauty here, absolutely. But this is lush and growth is abundant and adventure. All right, you guys, at 1 hour and 14 minutes, we're at a wrap. Talk to you guys soon. I'm going to go have brekkie.